So with two cabinet ministers gone in a week, the clock's now ticking on Theresa May's time in office. Yes, the waxwork is made, so now it's melting away, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the full report card for Theresa May's time in office. How much time does she have left? To measure the success or lack of success in any Prime Minister, you first have to scale the problems inherited from their predecessor and world events outside of their control. So for example, when David Cameron took office, he had a large deficit to deal with, which affected how mobile he could be on spending policy. As a result, Cameron's main priority was to reduce the deficit. Did he rid us of it completely? No, so he failed to deal with the problems he inherited. But how about Theresa May? What has she inherited? Well, Brexit. It was the main thing that caused the leadership battle, it was the main talking point in the election, and it's still going on and on and on and on. Her approach is to keep quiet, and in doing that she's hiding herself from criticism, but also majorly confusing even her own cabinet on the government's approach. Until a deal is reached, it's difficult to gauge how well she's done in providing a country that works for everyone. After all, Brexit is a divisive issue, providing us with a full spectrum of opinions, of those that want nothing to do with the European Union to those that do. To truly achieve Brexit, one would have to divide the country into one Brexit camp and cut out the rest, and that would make a country that doesn't work for everyone. So now we're going to take a look at her other favourite slogan, strong and stable government. It was used too much before the election and she lost her majority. She's lost Michael Fallon, along with her friend Damien Green, to sexual assault allegations. She's lost Priti Patel for a meeting with Israeli leaders. And that's not to mention the numerous bruises she's received from cabinet ministers voicing a different opinion on Brexit to hers. It certainly isn't stable, and I question its strength too. She's appointed Remainer Philip Hammond as Chancellor, and she's already made embarrassing dementia tax policies and U-turns on national insurance contributions. She's appointed Boris Johnson as Foreign Secretary, who made numerous vocal blunders. Home Secretary Amber Rudd has seen the terror threat level put to imminent twice during her reign. In fact, looking at her cabinet as a whole, it's hard to see one outstanding politician capable of gaining the support of MPs, the party, and the nation to replace her. Jacob Rees-Mogg might be the best bet, but even then, the party is branded with enforcing austerity despite not reducing the deficit, being divided on Brexit, and being deliberately politically calculating to keep in power, putting both the economy and Brexit at risk. What will be the downfall of Theresa May? Her approach. She's in an unstable time, and her approach is to keep quiet, reveal only information necessary, speak like a robot, and present little to no substance. We don't know what divorce bill we're going to have to pay, we don't know if we're going to have to agree one at all, we're off schedule in the negotiations, and we barely know what's going on. And the news media are struggling to find information to report on it. The cabinet is confused, there is no news, so a divided parliament is looking elsewhere to make the stories, such as in the Paradise Papers and sexual assault allegations. The public don't trust Theresa May, and now scandal after scandal is coming out of parliament, meaning it's not just Theresa May we no longer trust, but the entirety of parliament. In keeping quiet to protect herself, Theresa May hasn't just made problems worse for herself, but the entirety of democracy in the country. When she goes, will it be at the hands of those she didn't serve? Well, who did she serve? She hasn't served her cabinet members, they all now look like idiots. She hasn't served her party, which now looks divided. She hasn't served the nation or done anything to make Brexit an easier pill to swallow for the country. She hasn't even served Jeremy Corbyn. After all, she gave him an election and he didn't win. And even if he does win the next one, it would be more of a trial by default rather than a victory. Her supporters will blame Brexit or the deficit for her downfall. Alternatively, you could blame the country for not really knowing who to choose in the last election. But I blame her. She's too quiet, and it's frustrating at the very least. She needs to go now before it gets uglier. Do you agree with me? Let me know your opinion in the comments below and subscribe.